All right. Howdy, hello, everybody. This is James with Monotalk. Thank you for joining me. All right. So the title of this show is pretty simple. Has the U.S. government been bought, sold, purchased? Duh. I mean, the plethora of information out there that you can get, open secrets and all these other places to find campaign donations, but it doesn't show a lot of money that comes from a lot of the super PACs and APACs and lobbying bodies due to Citizens United and McCutcheon versus FEC. So, I mean, what if you were able to follow that money? What if you were able to follow the donation or the campaign donation that goes to these elected officials, and it went from backwards? So it's in their bank, it's in their account, right? They've purchased advertising, or maybe they've bought banners and signs, or whatever the case may be, but you want to trace it backwards. So you go back, you go into the accounting department gets procurement or something. I'm not sure exactly the way it works, but then you trace it all the way to a particular person or company or corporation. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't find out right now where this money is coming from. As a matter of fact, it could come from all over the world. It could come from China. It could come from China, or it could come from China, or it could come from, Israel, or possibly Israel, or possibly Israel, or possibly Dubai, or Egypt, or Dubai, or and then not just from the country, but a particular person or a particular corporation that's owned by a particular person that might have a particular agenda. Maybe Big Pharma, for example, has invested a ton of money in the past, forever. No, not just this past year, and an insurmountable amount that they've been throwing out there. But other companies and other corporations, it would kind of tell you where the influence is coming from. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But the biggest thing that you need to know is, who are these people and what do they want? What is their agenda? What is their mission? What's their end game? Right? What's their end game? And I've heard some pretty diabolical things, and some of them may have good intentions, and some of them may have odd and weird and perverted intentions, and some of them may have some, righteous and noteworthy intentions. But the bigger the chunk, it seems the more it does not, or will not ever favor the 99%. And I just think that that's kind of what's happening, or what's been happening for a long time. And let me just kind of, this is a good one. I like this. I'll kind of show you where I'm at here as far as what I'm posting. This is one of my favorites. This is at a Phillies baseball game, and this guy's, I mean, God, the what are these guys? The guys in the dolls. They just, what are those guys that dress up in the costumes for sports events?
Mascots?
The mascots. I can't. That's so stupid. I fucking forgot that name. I just got off work, by the way. My brain is fucking drained. Yeah, it's just got off work. But I wanted to get out a show, basically, or some information, or just kind of let you know what's going on. But this mascot is cruising through the bleachers of a stadium at a Phillies game, and I don't know who they're fucking playing, but he's serving pizza to the cardboard figures. So he's serving pizza to, hey guys, Tony watches close. I'm going to share this. It's a good one. Yeah, if you guys can share my stuff, thanks. Hi, Mana. Hey, how you doing, man? So, yeah, you're being played. You have to know by now. So instead, they want you to believe there's people there, or they're giving the impression that there's people there, or they want the athletes to feel like there's people in the stands. They've had fake applauses. They've had fake applauses in a lot of these games that they'll dub in for the the mainstream media, CBS, CNN, ESPN, just to make it seem like there's people there. But when they pan around, there's not too many people there. Lately, and there's been a few games, football games, college and pro, where they've had some groups in the fields, in the stadiums, in the bleachers, in the seats. People in the seats, man. Good for you. Get out there. Fuck this bullshit. It's bullshit. Bullshit. Pictures of what used to be humans, right? So these people are taking the place of the slaves. The cardboard figures are taking the places of the meek, the malleable, and the obedient. Because you believe what's happening is real because you're believing the mainstream media that doesn't give a fuck about you, right? And that's where that money goes as well. So when the campaigns receive all this money, they have an agenda. Hey, listen, so let me give you an example. I'm Bob, I'm a billionaire, I'm going to send some money to somebody who's going to write legislation for me that'll benefit my company, my industry, et cetera, et cetera. Whether it's making sure that 11-year-olds can have, making sure that 11-year-olds can take a vaccine without their parents' consent, which actually happened in BC. That really happened. So now their children can come home and say, Mom, guess what I did today? What'd you do, honey? Took a vaccine. They're like, what? So that's passed. That fucking happened. And that, for some odd reason, just started in 2019. And now it's available now. Isn't that amazing? So thousands and thousands of kids can go home and say, I've been shot up with something that we're not going to know the ingredients of for 2 years, supposedly. We're not going to know if the peer studies and the data that needs to be done, that usually is done, is not available. There are a few studies, but nothing sufficient. The information is so incomplete as I've gone through it several times. It's just disgusting. But here you go. Mascot serving pizza to the place where the meek and the malleable and the obedient should be sitting. But they are that. And that's really sad. And it's just really getting worse. And there's by the way, Jimmy Dore's got a show coming up. I want you guys to go see it. Proceeds go to the homeless services out there. Check it out. It's I think it's tonight, right? Yeah. No, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 10 p.m. I think they're going to go live. So check that out. I like these guys. he's trying. He's close, but he's trying. Okay. What is this one? Let me see. How much have you donated? Oh, this is good. So this is an interesting article that I brought up, and this is why I wanted to talk about, because people are talking about how big pharma for years and years and years have been, paying off legislators, judiciaries, and executives for a long fucking time. And they're paying off doctors, pharmaceutical. I mean, I used to deliver for OG's Pizza. Great pizza in California, by the way. Best food I've ever had. It's their fucking ranch dressing. It's awesome. If you're ever out there. But and I used to do these deliveries and for part-time work, and then I do deliveries part-time. I was working like 2 jobs, and I would deliver to. We would get calls from pharmaceutical reps, and just to let you know, OG's Pizza is a $40 pizza. Their 16-inch pizza is a $40 pizza. Their meat lovers pizza is like $40. It's not a cheap pizza. It's not a cheap place. They're I don't know if you've heard of BJ's or something like that, but anyway, but I used to deliver to the doctor's offices and dental offices for pharmaceutical reps that would just throw money around. And I'm telling you right now, if you were a pharmaceutical rep, even today, if you're a pharmaceutical rep within the past 20, 30 years, I guarantee you that you are making a shit ton of money. I guarantee that you have a place in the Hamptons, a place in Hawaii, a condo down in the Virgin Islands or the Bahamas. You've got a place in Tahoe, Utah, whatever, Sugar Bowl, you name it, and you're kicking ass. But and you're not only pushing products, but you're also pushing pills, and you're pushing vials of vaccine. So anyway, what people have not really wrapped their heads around is, well, we're getting studies in regards to the flu, in regards to a vax or the jab, that is saying that everything's good and great because Harvard did a study, or Oxford did a study, or some Ivy League school. But when you look at this article, and it's pretty simple. It says Harvard is not alone by a long shot. This year, this is good, you got to look this up. China's $150 billion HNA group, they're a gigantic corporation, right? They pretty much run China, reportedly had 18 billion of its shares donated by an anonymous citizen to a New York foundation, right? This is just a piece. This is just Harvard, but I'm talking about there's other institutions out there, right? So making the world's second biggest after the Bill Gates Foundation, their donation. This is one of dozens of proof clearly showing that academia, it's scary shit. It is, Mark. It's scary shit. Everybody's listening. It is scary shit. The influence out there isn't just upon our politicians. It's not just on the judiciaries, not just on the legislators, not just on the executives, the departments, the FDA, the CDC, the World Health Organization, all these places, the NIH, the NIAH, they're getting fucking barrels of money to push an agenda. And the other thing is, academia's in it too. Right? Academia's in it too. So let me just finish this. So this is one of the dozens that clearly show that academia has been and is compromised by Big Pharma / Bill Gates. Go on. Keep believing the experts. Right? Keep believing the experts. So I'm an expert. I'll give you an example of what I'm saying, or how I could be influenced. They're out there. You went to school, you become a virologist, you become I don't know, whatever field that you're in, and you know that you have some people that will write an article in your Ivory School or the school or John Hopkins, whatever, you just fucking name it. And you're getting money all the time from these giant foundations, and they call you and they say, "Hey, Bob, man, I know they're saying, could you do a fluff piece, a fluff piece for us on this particular drug, this particular medication, this particular jab or vax? Could you do that for us?" They're not going to say no. They're going to find a way to move the words, maybe just not really the numbers, but kind of make it appear like it actually is positive rather than it actually being completely fucking negative, or vice versa, wherever they want to steer that information towards. They're bought off. They're bought off. Oh yeah, exactly, Mark. They can't wait to usher in the new Patriot Act. But what I left with is this, right? Because this is a lot of money, and this is just one of many schools that are getting this money from these foundations. So when I hear people say, "Oh, we got this information, and Harvard's already done this study, and this study comes from Yale, and this study comes from just fucking name a school, name them. Mostly the Ivy League schools. The donations that come in from the big corporations are ginormous. You have no idea. This is just a pinch. This is just a penny. I can just grab you a beer, for God's sakes. So how much? So the question is since China and these other countries, whatever, Dubai, I don't know, are giving these academia type bought and sold structures and facilities and schools, all this money. So how much have you donated to Ivory schools? I got to ask you. I'm asking the 99%. How much have you donated to Ivory schools, to the Ivy League schools lately? How much? Okay, with that answer being absolutely fucking zero, why in the fuck would they lean in your direction at all, with any of their publications, their research? Why would they? They're not getting paid by you. The same thing happens in mainstream media. Their advertisers are more important. They're too big to fail advertisers. They're large industry advertisers. Big pharma, military industrial complex, big hospital, all of them. They don't give a fuck. And what's interesting is there's so many people out there that believe all that. Look, I think there are some good, decent people doing good, decent work. But if the head of the department of a school comes down and says, "I need you to write this, Bob, Phil, Mary, whatever your fucking name is. Okay, just do it. Just get it out." Every once in a while, and then they'll accentuate that. And then it goes straight to mainstream media, and they accentuate it. They push it out there. It's more live. It's hitting more places. Social media will push it out there quicker. Of course, they may write something that totally contradicts exactly what they just published like 5 days later, or vice versa. But what mainstream media is going to do is push out what the narrative is that the predator class wants put out there. You've got to understand. I'm not telling you to. I'm not demanding you to. You've got to see these dots being connected. It's not like it happens like they do it all the time. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not fucking saying that. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. And what I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it. What I am saying is that it happens. They've been caught doing it What kind of influence do you think $18 billion would do to a Ivy League school? Who are you going to listen to? The guy in a fucking homeless shelter who's probably dying because of he's taken all these meds all of his life? Or would they listen to the guy that's giving them the $18 billion? I mean, for God's sakes, this is such, it's so simple to follow this money and see how this stuff works and where it comes from and where it goes. And then you have to understand the people that are behind this cash have an agenda. They have a mission. They have what's called an end game. Okay? Which I'm going to bring out an end game for us. For the 99%. It's coming out pretty soon. I want you guys to pay attention to it. I'm hoping Sunday night, probably Monday. But it's something that has to happen because everything else has not worked. Just nothing's worked. But anyway, there you go. Academia's been bought and sold, okay? Big Pharma's been bought and sold. The CDC's been bought and sold. FDA's been bought and sold. Everybody in the FDA, CDC, all these people have been come from Big Pharma. Right? They've all been hired. They're all fucking pharmaceutical reps, in a sense. All right, here we got Tony. Welcome.
Link.
Bill Gates. I'm sorry? Oh, by the way, Stevie's going to come out. She's just getting ready, and I guess she had to grab a beer. But anyway, so I'm going to get this link to her real quick, guys. Oh, I got to show you this video, though. Hang on. Let me show you this video, if I can find it. There it is. This is my. You got to watch this. This is one of my favorites.
People
Just
often ask me why I don't trust doctors and scientists. So allow me to explain. Reason number one. Beginning in the 1920s, tobacco companies sought to exploit the public's trust in medical professionals after a huge spike in lung cancer led people to express concerns over the dangers of smoking. The first cigarette company to use physicians in their ads was American Tobacco, maker of Lucky Strike. In 1930, it published an ad claiming 20,679 physicians agree that Luckies are less irritating on the throat. I guess the most important consensus here is the consensus that everybody likes money. Here's another good one. Give your throat a vacation. Smoke a fresh cigarette. Viceroys, filter the smoke. As your dentist, I would recommend Viceroys. Or what about this one? More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Damn, doctors were really stupid back then. I wonder what people are gonna say in 50 years about our doctors. Reason number two. In 1932, the U.S. Public Health Service and the CDC conducted a study on untreated syphilis in black men. A highly unethical study that's remembered today simply as the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. It initially involved 600 black men, 399 with syphilis, 201 without, all of which were not aware of their participation in the study. Researchers lied to the men and told them they were being treated for bad blood, but in truth, they didn't receive any treatment, not even after penicillin became the drug of choice to treat syphilis in 1947. Although initially projected to last 6 months, the study went on for 40 years and resulted in over 100 preventable deaths. What's more disturbing is local doctors were recruited and compensated to lie to the men and withhold treatment. Autopsy and physician assessments were done at local hospitals, and a number of Tuskegee Institute faculty and staff were involved in the scam. Reason number three. In the 1960s, an increase in heart disease led people to express concerns over the ill health effects of sugar. So sugar industries shut down, sugary products were pulled from grocery shelves, and the government informed the public of the dangers of sugar and saved millions of lives. I'm just kidding. These psychopaths don't care about human life. What they did do was pay researchers at Harvard University to shift the blame of sugar's carnage to fat. The researchers overstated the consistency of the literature on fat and cholesterol while downplaying the studies on sugar. The study that falsely blamed fat and cholesterol for heart disease was later published in the New England Journal of Medicine, and the funding and role of the sugar industry was not disclosed. Big shocker there. Reason number four. In March of 2019, a California man was awarded $80 million in damages after he claimed that glyphosate, the active ingredient found in the herbicide Roundup, was the cause of his terminal cancer. Monsanto was aware of the link between glyphosate and cancer since the early 1980s, when a study done by the company found a statistically significant increased risk of cancer in mice who were treated with glyphosate. The EPA was alarmed by the finding, but Monsanto dismissed the results, saying it wasn't definitive because, get this, a single mouse who was not exposed to glyphosate also developed a tumor. The agency wanted the study replicated, but Monsanto refused. So why was Monsanto able to say no to the EPA, the agency responsible for regulating their products? Well, because pesticide companies quite literally bankroll the EPA's pesticide office. Not only did Monsanto manipulate scientific data and collude with corrupt regulators, they also manipulated the media to gain favorable public opinion on their products. They planted helpful articles in traditional news outlets, they discredited and harassed journalists who refused to parrot the company's propaganda, and they secretly funded front groups to amplify pro-Monsanto messaging across social media platforms. And last but not least, reason number 5. In the year 2020, people began questioning the use of masks, lockdowns, and experimental mRNA vaccines as successful mitigation strategies for the spread of a virus. To counter opposing expert opinions, public health leaders and campaigns strategically recruited people with large social media followings to use their platforms to push the unconstitutional public health measures. They danced like circus monkeys, they cried alligator tears of joy for the rollout of injectable Jonestown Kool-Aid, and they turned a blind eye to the neglect of the very vulnerable communities they vowed to protect. It resulted in countless deaths by suicide and delayed medical treatment, doubled poverty across the globe, and ultimately caused the economic collapse of entire nations. So what's the moral here? Scientists and doctors can be bought. Celebrities, social media influencers, and the media can be bought. Everyone can be bought, including me. That's why this video was brought to you by Forbidden Clothes. Check out their website at forbiddenclothes.com and click the link in the description to follow them on Instagram. Use the code WHAT'SHERFACE to get 10% off your fashionable middle finger to the system. Alright guys, if you like this video, please comment and like and subscribe, and I will see you all next week.
That's cool. That was a good video for sure. Let me just turn mine on so I can say hi. Okay, we have the lovely and fantastic Stevie with Redneck Economics. Stevie, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
Excellent. Okay, so your mic's working, everything's working.
Check. All right, can you hear me? All right.
All right, so I was kind of just going through my stuff. I got some more stuff. Hang on. Got some more stuff. Now, I thought this was interesting. Wait, let me get to here. This is something so with everything kind of happening, I thought I'd bring up this. And I've heard a few comments from people on Facebook and Twitter about the wall. And look, I get it. You're scared. People are going to take your job, blah, 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 blah. That ain't going to fucking happen. But anyway, this is a $16 billion so far cost of the wall. 475 miles. And I believe Joe's going to keep the wall moving as well. I'm pretty sure. But the big question is that wall, is it starting to look like it's made to keep us in rather than keep them out? Are you starting to feel that? Because I'm kind of starting to feel that, right? I mean, tell me we're not in the most fascist state in the, I mean, is everybody related to fucking Kim Jong-un? I mean, is that what's happening? Is everybody like related to Kim Jong-un? This is really nuts. But anyway, let me get to something else. But this is money. These are contractors, like I'm saying. Follow the money to these contractors. And these contractors this has nothing to do with the wall. And by the way, Mexico didn't pay for this a cent. Okay, look, Trumpers, I get it. You want a Messiah, but this is not the guy. Okay, Jesus broke bread supposedly on the floor with his buddies who were all fucking poor. He didn't grow up with a diamond handled golden spoon in his mouth like this motherfucker. And if you think this guy gives a shit about you, then you've been played forever. You cannot ever believe at all that, well, and any of them give a shit, obviously, at this point. But this guy, come on. Anyway, let me give you something else unless you got something to add or you want to make a comment. Just let me know and you just jump right in, okay? Let me see what I got here. Oh, this is my favorite right here. This is my favorite. And this is what this comes to, right? Is I put this and I go, so what the fuck happened? Right, Republicans? What happened to stop the steal? Where did it go? Where did stop the steal go? What? Where'd it go? Right? All of a sudden, there's no stop the steal. All of a sudden, all this information, all the fraud that's been coming out, I mean, I've been watching it on both sides. There's a lot of crap that could just fucking annihilate, from my perspective, could completely destroy and annihilate the Democratic Party. But where did it go? Oh, it's coming. No, it's not. He's gone. He bent over. It's over. He pulled a Bernie. He's a fucking tool, period. Okay? So where is the stop the steal stuff? How did right? Where the fuck did it go? He's not going to the inauguration because he doesn't want to look everybody in the face and go, you know what? I'm a fucking piece of shit, and I can't be here because I took the deal. I took the bill. I took the gazillion-dollar Bill Gates, DNC, fame and fortune, after the presidency, book deal, getting my show back, deal. That's what the fuck he's done. You know, I'm fired. What was that, The Apprentice? Of course. You know, and he's probably gonna do what Obama did and get a foundation. Right? Clinton's got a foundation, Obama's got a foundation, Bill Gates set the business model on how to influence the world with your tax deductible foundation. That's happening. Stop the steal is done. We're never going to know what's going to happen with all that information that could have been brought out. And I've been following it. It's gone. And supposedly they were supposed to bring it out on the 6th when the fucking Capitol got hit. But the excuse was to not bring it out because the Capitol got hit on the 6th. Are you guys understanding this? I know most of you are. Anyway, so let me see. Red on there, Max. I think I saw Max Waller in there for a second. Did you see Max Waller in our chat, babe?
No, I must have missed him.
Yeah, now the next day they build this fucking fence. Right? Like you wouldn't build a fence the day before. But, oh yeah, okay, that's a good one. House of the Greater Danes. Thank you for being here, by the way. Good to see you. The files are declassified and out. Okay. So what is that doing, though? Who's that going to affect? Biden's already in. It's already happened. Okay. Like they're going to fucking let that, like the files, no matter what happens, they're extinguishing it. That's under the rug. That's not going anywhere. That's not going to fucking go anywhere. It has already done its course by distracting the American people, or the 99%. It's already done what it's supposed to do. Right? It was supposed to create... the DNC was supposed to be a lot bigger, from what I heard. It was supposed to be this giant thing, and they were supposed to supposedly have a at least some kind of martial art, and they're still trying to propagate to get people to get out there to get pissed off during the inauguration. They want you guys to fight against each other. For God, I'm talking like Biden, for fuck's sakes. What I'm saying is they want you guys to fucking be divided so they can continue to conquer. It's the oldest trick in the book. They've been doing it for fucking ever. Listen, if you want to comment or say anything, please do. I mean, seriously.
I've got something to add to that.
Go ahead.
So, and not only on top of all of that, you have all these different companies coming out and saying that if any of these politicians support, questioning the election integrity, that they will cut them off from all funds. Disney, Walmart, Dow Chemical. There's a whole bunch of them right now that are coming out and saying, look, we're not going to give you any more money if you don't say what we want you to say. Which is, I mean, they're not even hiding it. They're just like, look, you're going to get your slap on the wrist if you don't do what we tell you to do. And it's extremely corrupt. It's extremely transparent that the corruption, they're not hiding it. I mean, how else is that supposed to, how else are you supposed to take that? If, you either say what we want you to say or we don't give you money. It's so corrupt. And I've got a list of them. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
I think I got that.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm looking for that now. I think I might have that.
Dow, Walmart, Disney, Marriott, Amazon, and Facebook. And also, Airbnb is canceling reservations for potential troublemakers for the inauguration. Now, that one is really insidious because it's like, how do they know that? Like, is Airbnb, do they have like a team of people that's going and like sifting through people's like social media or something? Like, what is going on with that to where they know you're a Trump supporter? Like, they're investigating people that are just trying to book a room. It's crazy. But this is the tip of the iceberg, because once Biden gets in there, it's going to be so amped up. I mean, you won't even be able to breathe without being called a domestic terrorist. So this is getting really, really, really dark. It looks pretty ominous right now. Between the censorship and, basically not being able to question anything without being called, domestic terrorist. It's getting pretty bad out there.
There's what I find that's most interesting is you're believing it, not you, probably not the people that are on this right here. I don't think you guys at all. The critical thinking skills takes a very analytical approach. You have to make sure that you're dissecting constantly. So you're breaking it down. So when you get a piece of information that's out there, if you take it kind of as a grain of salt at first, that's good. And then after that, what you would do is say, well, that kind of sparks my interest a little bit. Let's do a little more digging. Let's find out if this is real. Let me talk to the horse's mouth. Let me talk to the actual person that's created, who's actually the resource, the direct resource of where the narrative came from, or where the talking point came from, or where the message that they're trying to portray came from. And it's hard to do that. It's hard to, I don't see very many people doing that. But I'm trying to find this damn, let me see here. It's got to be in here somewhere. Oh, God, there's some more Julian Assange stuff. Yeah, this was good. So, yeah, there's one of the CEOs from Parler. That's just a shitty picture, but, of course, she got hosed.
They always put bad pictures.
Yeah, they always put bad pictures of that. And you guys always, let me see, who is this?
That looks like Anna Kasparian.
She kind of does look like Anna Kasparian. Kind of does. Let me see. Check out Dr. Shiva. That guy's doing some good stuff. He's pretty smart. Brilliant human being. James Corbett. You guys got to check out James Corbett. He's been around for a long time. He's digging real deep on a lot of information out there. Oh, that's the guy I like listens to, Dr. Berg. Cashless Society coming. I just can't find that goddamn. Oh, that was a good one. I like this one right here. Let me see here. Yeah, so this is going way back, too far back. Hold on. I think it's on my Twitter. Anyway. So, oh, this is one of my favorite pictures. So here's AOC. This is a photo shot. You know, I mean, remember, the people that video them, and the people that, and the companies that are paid to get the best angles, the best shots, to accentuate them in some way positively, whatever the case may be. Obviously, this is that situation. You have this corporate tool with her designer face diaper. It's right here, right in front of your face. And of course, she's pushing, and she's the next. She has been dubbed, in my professional opinion, and from my perspective, and from my, basically my theory, which is a theory, and all roads lead to this happening. She is the next Nancy Pelosi. There's just no doubt about that at all. There's no doubt about that at all. Okay, that was a good video. That one video was really good. Let me see. Go back up here. Check this kid out. His name is Anomaly. He's so not Trump, and he's so not the Democrats, but he's bringing some pretty interesting information. He is somewhat of a Bible thumper, but take that out of the equation. His information is pretty solid, and I've researched his stuff pretty well too. He's got some good stuff. This is important. Now, I think I need to let you guys know this. So, what I'm seeing and I'm starting to see right now is it appears that to obtain much of what is offered via socialism, which we already have, they have Medicare for the elderly, they have Social Security, that's part of socialism, the public schools, highways and roads, public libraries, fire department, police, everything in there, all the good stuff that we all pay for, the CIA, the FBI, polio vaccines, that's in there. This is from a Democratic person, by the way. But I wanted everybody to see that. Free lunch programs, good for kids. SNAP, unemployment insurance, the National Weather Service, sewer systems, and all kinds of things out there that are somewhat socialistic. But a lot of these things here, I could start listing as becoming or being tagged as if you want it, you're going to have to take the vaccine. This is the direction. Stuff like Medicare, Social Security, being able to go to school, going into the museum, special type of GI loans. Maybe if you're, everybody in jail is probably already having to mandatorily take it. I guarantee that's happening. In certain places, in certain things, in order to get Medicaid, right, for the poor. Definitely, they're going to have people starting to do that. So that's actually starting to happen, which is really alarming. Get your driver's license, being able to go from state to state. You're going to have this card or this passport. Oh, I've been jabbed. I can go everywhere now, even though I've got a cancerous tumor and I'm sterile and my fucking limbs are falling off. At least I can move around move about the country freely. Fucking crazy. So the other thing I want to talk about in regards to this jab or vax, so thousands of COVID vax people that have taken it already, thousands, have had injuries. Thousands of COVID vaccine injuries. In other words, not just from taking it, but side effects, bad side effects, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And 13 U.S. citizens that have taken it have died so far. So in a few months to a year after you've gotten your jab, You can no longer have children, right? You're sterile. You have cancerous tumors, like I said, or your limbs are fucking basically falling off. So just want to say to everybody that's watching this, so don't fucking say that I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. And I sent this immediately to my kids. I sent this immediate to the people I love, because they can't take this. Just do not take this fucking shit. But here's a good one I found, and it kind of depicts where we're at in regards to our country, right? And it's a quick little, meme, and it shows vacation, right? Mr. Arnswald, or whatever his name was, and is talking to his son Russ, and his son goes, "Dad, why can't the government do anything right?" And the answer that he says is, "Well, Russ, people can't seem to figure out that both parties are really one organized group of evil, greedy bastards working for themselves and against the people." Ta-da! We know that now. We know that now, for sure. All right, let me go back up. Let me know if you guys just chime in and whatever you want. So what I've been also looking at, this is important, and this has a lot to do with the project that we're working on, and what's coming up and what needs to happen. And let's all admit this serious, this absolute fact. The entire U.S. political system is fucked. It's a waste. There's this article here, and just read through it. In 2020 U.S. elections, U.S. uses and challenges Stanford News. So there's some information in there in regards to how fucked up the system has been. There's also the Electoral Integrity Project. They're a little biased on the Dem side, but they provided some information that I'm still looking into. I would check that article out, or check them out too, in regards to the entire process, which is still fucked up. So the FEC, the Federal Election Commission, right? By the way, that was Chevy Chase. Near shutdown, prioritize such a stopping election interference on hold. What that really means is there were some issues recently, and there have been, in regards to the Federal Election Commission. People had left. People had resigned. They were understaffed for a great deal of time. Nobody had been mining the store, in a sense, for a long time. And nobody talks about the FEC and how fucking ridiculous they are and how embarrassing they become as a service to the American people. They haven't monitored, they haven't regulated or made sure that our rights of voting, to make sure our votes are counted, have been. I mean, the things that we're hearing and seeing and witnessing coming out from, I guess, who said it, from somebody said in the chat, the data that's still out there, or the files or something, it's out, but what does that show? That proves that the Federal Election Commission and the tiers below them haven't done anything to give us confidence in any way, to show integrity in our election system at all. It's been shit. It has been crap. It has just been disgusting. I mean, if you want to keep going down that road where you think your vote's being counted, good luck. But there's a new road that needs to be paved. One that has transparency. One that has integrity. One that you can confide in and trust. It's coming, and I'm going to talk about it. We're going to kind of throw little plugs on it, but I'm going to be sharing that. It has a lot to do with Party Exodus. It has a lot, .org. It has a lot to do with nonpartyvoters.org. It has a lot to do with hearmyvote.org. And I believe Roar is going to be helping us with us. I don't think they know that now. And a few other social media outlets that are out there. Because if we don't start to go in this process that I'm going to be bringing up in the next few days, we're going to be in the same place. We're going to still be, well, actually it'll be worse. It'll be worse and worse and worse, and it won't get any better. It won't get any better. So if you have anything about that, that's fine. Just let me know when you want to chime in. Throw something at me. Yell at me.
All right, I'm going to say something.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and the longer that we wait, the harder it's going to be. So, I mean, even 10, 20, 30 years ago, it would have been a lot easier than today, just because we had more rights, more freedoms, but every single day that we wait is another day that they take more from us. And if we don't have any resources and we don't have any people to fight back, then it's going to be a losing battle. But the thing is that if we act soon, then we should be able to. I think that it's completely possible to actually do something about this, right? It's not a false hope. It's not, an easy fix. It will take hard work, but it's work that is satisfying. It's not like, yeah. I mean, I've done a lot of, different types of work. Desk jobs. I've done manual labor, housekeeping. I mean, service industry, all these different things. And, each type of job is kind of like, has its own ups and downs. But with this, it's satisfying to your soul. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, I mean, like, it is exhausting, like doing this stuff, keeping up with it, constantly, making sure that, you're watching what's going on and figuring out what to do and getting and doing the things that needs to be done. But it's good. Like, it's satisfying work. So, I mean, and if we all do a little bit, it won't be that hard. The problem is right now is you only have a few people really trying to do it on their own. And we don't need a couple of people doing this perfectly, constantly, day in and day out. What we need is, everybody pitching in a little bit. So that being said, I feel good about, what our plan is, what we have coming out here soon. That's what I've been working on all day today is I had a stack of like 10 different notebooks that I've been going through and compiling all of my research and streamlining it and setting up like the outline for everything. So, that way we're clear, concise, and, we can get our message across, to everybody. But yeah, I want to make sure we got all of our ducks in a row, because the thing is, for instance, look at Joe Biden. They knew they wanted to run Joe Biden for years. I mean, even when he was, I don't know, he must have been in his 30s or 40s. Remember when he said, I prostituted myself in front of our donors and they said, come back when you're older? Well, he did. And they did. And look who's in the office now, or soon to be. So yeah, they've been working on this and they had a plan. No matter what, they planned for everything. No matter what went wrong, no matter what people said, they got the media in line, they got the internet propaganda in line, they got all their, goons, doing their bidding, right? All so they could get this one man with dementia in office. So when we come to them and we're fighting back against them, we can't just show up and with a half-baked scheme. which is, one of the problems I had with the Green Party was they would go and they would just like a couple of months before an election, well, I guess we're going to run this guy. No, dude, they've been planning this for years and we don't have the resources that these people do. So what we have to do is we have to outthink them, outsmart them. We can't outmuscle them. We can't out-resource them. We're going to have to be very smart about how we move forward. But we have the masses, yes. And the thing is that if there was no way that we could make a change, then why are they so scared of us? Why do they try to shut us down at every turn? They are threatened by us because we know we have the resource, well, the knowledge and the resources to survive. They don't. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. I guarantee you, they don't even know how to do their own laundry. They don't know how to work. They don't know how to survive. So if they lose all this power that they've been building for years, they're screwed. They take from us all the time and we find a way to keep going. They can't. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about actually talking about our project here coming up. So I'm not going to say much more because I don't want to give it away.
Should we call it like Project X? Is that what we should call it? Like Project X?
I think that one's already taken by Jimmy Dore.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I liked his Force the Vote, man. What was it called? Force the Vote. I really, yeah. But that Bernie should have done that. Fucking, and all you burners out there, for fuck's sakes. I mean, he could have easily just said, okay, I get it, Bernie. I get it, Jimmy Dore. Let's do this. But he won't. He doesn't fucking work for you. He doesn't give a fuck about you. And when you finally realize that your BPTSD or your Bernie post-traumatic syndrome disorder is basically you just not realizing that he doesn't give a shit about you, and then you equate that and you finally connect the dots, then you'll finally realize that the project that we're working on and what we're trying to do is going to be, I think, the best path. There are lots of things we can do. I'm not saying this is the only thing we can do. This is not the only thing that's going to be coming out. But there's much more to it. You're still going to need protests. We still need to free Assange. We still need to assemble. We still need to make sure our inalienable rights are not taken away. There's so many other things that we need to do. This is a piece of that pie. And it's a very large pie. It's a cog in the wheel. In a sense, it's a spoke in the tire, right? But it's a main one. I would say it's more like probably the axle, right? The pumpkin, if you know what I'm talking about, of the axle of the car. But I truly and absolutely do want to let you guys know that it's to benefit the 99%, because nothing they've given us, the predator class, via their corporate governance, which is basically our supposed public servants and the departments and the services that are provided are all bought off, corporate governance, right? And how they socially engineer us through media, through mainstream media, in so many different ways. We have something else, right? It's a village mentality. It's like a village vote. Let's just say that, in a sense. I think maybe I've released too much already. But I love this in my background of all these, at a football game, they have all these cardboard settings. It's hilarious. Yeah, so there are things that I believe that we can do and should be doing, because, they're in this club. And I'll show you the club real quick. They've been doing this for a long time. They've been together for a long time. If you haven't figured it out yet, whether that's a long time ago or just, all these people hang out together, right? They all fucking hang out together, and they still do to this day. Their fights, they're just shows. And all these mainstream media pundits, and they're mostly opportunists and actors in a sense, right? And they get paid big money to say the things that the corporate or the predator class wants them to say. Come on, we all know that, or at least you should know that. And it just continues, right? Well, let me just go through a few things here. I like this one. I just put this one up the other day. This is a good one. It says, if we're really wrong about them, then why would they need to censor us? Right? If we're so off, if we're so wildly going in the wrong direction, why aren't they just laughing instead of censoring us? Why aren't they just going, fuck them, they're stupid. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But people are getting close. It's the people, there's that old saying in the Air Force, if you're not catching flak, surface-to-air missiles or whatever, bullets, if you're not catching flak, being censored or being taken down or deplatformed or whatever the case may be, right, then you're not close to the target, right? So this our little project is going to do some things in regards to that as well. Go ahead.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
So it's considered treason, right? When if a citizen betrays the government, right?
Correct.
Okay. So is there a word for when the government betrays the citizens?
Oh my God, I don't know.
Is that a thing? Did
That
they just kind of forget to address that part?
I don't even think we need to make that title.
Because, I mean, what I would consider what they're doing is treason, especially when they're in bed with Saudi Arabia, that we definitely know that for a fact. Israel, that we know for a fact. Is it China and, whatever. But, I mean, look.
Who's being treasonous?
Yeah, who are the real treasonous traitors? And I know that that's something they tried to label Donald Trump with, like pretty much his whole presidency. But, what about the rest of them? Every time they're pointing a finger at him, they're pointing three more back at themselves. There is nothing that he has done that the rest of them aren't guilty of, for sure. And that is a common tactic that they use is to blame their opponent for the things that they are doing. And I just don't know how much more people need to see the fact that it's mostly millionaires and rich people that are running our Congress. The fact that these are people that after they leave office, they go to work for these private corporations that they gave kickbacks to. They're getting paid, like $1 million for a speech just to talk. I mean, how much more proof do we need that AOC sat there and told us that she wanted healthcare for all, and yet when she gets in office, now all of a sudden it's access to healthcare that she's promoting, and she's going to sit there and tell us that she fears for her life. She fears for her life. Well, guess what? Welcome to the club, bitch. You and everybody else that doesn't have health care. Oh no, I had to sit with Republicans that weren't wearing masks. Oh God. Okay, talk to me about fear when your child is diabetic and you can't afford insulin. Okay, like fear when you have to join the military and risk your life and limb to go kill other poor people in other countries just so you can get a college education. That's fear. Not knowing if you're going to have a roof over your head because you can't make enough money because you make minimum wage. That's fear. And she's going to sit there and tell me, she's going to tell all of us that she's afraid for her life. Well, you should be. And all the rest of them should be too. After everything that they've done to us, after the millions that they've killed, not only here, but abroad, they should all be very scared. And the reason, I don't know how they couldn't be. Arrogance, I guess. But arrogance is stupidity. And when you're arrogant, you make mistakes. So we'll take advantage of that.
Yeah, they're going to make mistakes sooner or later. They're going to, the way I see it, she's just protected, and that's bullshit. She's not scared of shit. She whatever she fucking says, she goes in the back room or in the bathroom at Congress and meets up with Mama Bear, and they fucking giggle together. They hate that hook, line, and sinker. They fucking laugh at you. They all do on both sides. Did you put on a good show out there on C-SPAN? Oh, I kicked ass. They're fucking buying that shit. Man,
It's pro wrestling.
Yeah, it's like fucking wrestling. That's exactly. It's like watching, the show, which is it's just a fucking show, and they still have not done anything. When I brought up the point in many of my shows, so you have a killer, drastic, supposedly was supposed to kill like 2 million people in a matter of 6 months to 9 months when this thing first came out. But you never provided PPE, personal protective equipment, or hazard pay, or the best thing to fight this, or any fucking flu or disease or parasite, healthcare. You care so much about us that you give us crumbs while thousands of businesses and small businesses are closed. I mean, come on, guys.
Oh, it's a deadly pandemic. We're not going to give you insurance.
Yeah, it's a deadly pandemic. We're not going to give you shit. Fuck you. You get nothing and like it. Remember that saying. You get nothing and like it because that's what they want. You're buying it all. And if you still think that Trump gives a fuck about you, I don't know. I mean, put in a comment if you really. But yeah, I got a unicorn on sale right now that I want to sell you. I got some fucking oxygen that I'd like to put in a bag and I'd like to and give you some fucking magic beans on a beanstalk for you as well. It's just, I mean, come on, we cannot keep believing this fucking show. We can't. We have to stop, man. It's insano. Let me go back to this real quick. Okay, does the predator class, which is the 1% / too big to fail / corporate elite, use corporate governance, and this is the way it works, total control, our supposed public servants, department and services, via financial contributions, donations, grease under the table, through mainstream media or even academia, which I had proven earlier in the show, to socially engineer the 99%. The answer to that is duh. Fucking duh. It's duh. The system has been broken because they've been breaking it on purpose. And it's broken for us, but not for them.
Exactly.
That's the biggest point, which I should probably put that in that little meme, whatever the fuck.
I mean, we've been trying to play a game that is rigged against us. There is no winning this game. I mean, you've got better odds at winning a game at a carnival when you know that they rig those too.
You're talking about the claw game, the one that goes...
Oh, like, throw the dart, hit the balloon, if you pop it, toss a ring, win a goldfish. Yeah, and those things are rigged, so you don't win them. I mean, and you've still got a better chance at winning that game than you do this political game.
That is such a great analogy. It's a fucking carnival. And guess who runs the carnival? The predator class. Guess who operates each booth? Your fucking legislator, your judiciary, your executive. How do they get there? By a stupid fucking lame-ass process where they bring in the most manipulative, easily controllable people to that fucking interview. These people, at a carnival, when they're mostly family at these little carnivals, I get it. They're trying to make money, and some of it's fun, and they're trying to make a buck. If you've been to the Orange County Fair in Orange County, California, about 15, 20 miles south of Disneyland, there's a giant fair, and in that giant fair they have rides, and they have all these booths and these games and all this other shit. But the people that they hire, they know that the rims that for the basketball things are oval. if you look at them, you can see they're oval. So it's the chances of actually, I've made it by the way, but the chances of they actually making it is hard, and they make it tough so they can profit every time you pay that tax dollar in a sense. Give me for $5. I'm gonna try 3 throws to try to hit those lead bottles down, and those lead bottles are weighted, and they're built a certain way so they won't fall off that little plate. It's all rigged. It's a fucking carnival, and it's all rigged. Let me go to the chat real quick and see what we've got going on. Michael Matherin, everyone should watch The Rules for Rulers. It will open your eyes. Got it. Switch eyes as to how the world really works. Oh yeah, I mean we're saying it. I'm telling you, it's here. I'm paying attention. Stevie's paying attention. We're all paying great attention on what's fucking going on. Oh, by the way, I had some false information on my YouTube, and they took it down. My Facebook. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Michael Mathern has saved us a lot of time and energy that would have been wasted otherwise, because, I mean, hybrid regime was such a critical piece of information that really explained, what kind of, government we're living under. And that in the rules for rulers, I mean, this is okay. I'm just saying, thank you so much for that information. Like, seriously, it's been absolutely critical. So
Mike, thank you so much. Good stuff. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Let me see what else. Let me go down here just real quick. There's some good things that I've been putting up. All right. So I put this up a little bit ago, and I want to bring it back up again. I think it's important to see this and the way it works. This picture right here. Now I got to make it smaller so people can read the damn thing. So, and I want to push this to those that are watching CNN, to those that are watching MSNBC, to those that are watching Fox or OAN, or they're watching BBC, or they're watching Al Jazeera, or they're watching PBS. Okay? These are giant studios. These studios, and I brought this up real quick, but I just wanted to get a glance over it real quick. So the predator class and corporate governance pay for and control mainstream media, $1 billion, a mainstream $1 billion, not you. They pay for these checks. They're not ever going to say anything that's going to help you. They may hint towards it. They may lean towards it. They may even give you something you're like, wow, that was really a great perspective, and that really opens my eyes to some serious fucked up shit. Yeah, so governance actually means mind control, literally. It does. But this is, you don't pay for these studios, these multi-million-dollar and sometimes billion-dollar studios. Not $1 went to help Anderson Cooper. Not $1 went to Hannity. Not $1 from you went to Rachel Maddow. Not $1 went to Chris Hayes. Not $1 went to whoever at any of these studios. You are not paying their paychecks, so they don't give a fuck about you. They're not going to give you the information that you need. It's just not going to happen. So if you're getting your information from them and you're coming to me with their information, I'm not going to laugh at you, but I'm going to say you're wrong. If you start to say something that makes sense, I've researched it, I'm just going to say you're wrong. Because they're only giving you what they want you to feel and think. And if you continue down that road, it's only going to get worse. Let me go back. Let me see what else I got. I got some good stuff. This is my favorite right here. So there's this fucking company, and there's a bunch of them. You can have your vaccinated 3-inch commemorative iron-on patch, commemorating your moment in history when you first took something that made you sterile, gave you cancerous tumors, or your fucking limbs started falling off, or you lost your eyesight. Who fucking knows? But now you have a patch to put on your fucking your coat or whatever. God, that's just so fucking stupid. That is just so fucking stupid. But here's where most people are right now. So this is definitely where everybody's at, right? The slaughter entrance. This is the cows going into slaughter, right? And they're continually they're directing you here, right? Stay calm and conform. Stay calm and conform. The new normal. You can do it. Just keep following our orders. To the slaughterhouse, baby. To the slaughterhouse. If you don't think that's happening, leave a comment. Right? I'll send you all kinds of links and information. Let's go to this next one. There's a bunch. For fuck's sakes, it just continues. I think Kim Iverson was talking about, or yesterday, well, she does some great work, and she's very close. We're very similar. Stevie's kind of similar, but we're a little more edgy. We're definitely in that area of like, hey, you know what? We could get pulled today. We could get deplatformed. I don't think she's in that spot. But she's close, and I know she cares. I know she cares, and that's what good. Just like Nico House cares, just like Pasta and Isidore Del Fiola. Definitely they care. Definitely Steve and Glory from Slow News Day. I know that Ryan Christensen definitely gives a shit. I know that Whitney Webb definitely gives a shit. I know that Spiro definitely gives a shit. I know that fucking for sure Derek Bros and Conscious Resistance definitely gives a shit. Right? By the way, Brian Christian with the Last American Vagabond. Just some brilliant information. I just wish he would just condense a lot of that. But there's just so much. But he explains it. And gives you what's really happening out there. And you have to take it like I take it. Take it as a grain of salt. But if that salt just kind of gives you a funny taste, you should look into it. That's how I see it. All right. Let me see. Oh, this is a good one I put up the other day. So this is really happening. And if you think this is not happening, this is actually happening. This is proving that it's happening. Let me just see if I can get this all the way into this picture. God, why is that doing that like that? Hold on. I got to fix something real quick. Let me just fix this. Left crop down. Sorry. Just a moment, please. Just a moment, please. I want to make sure I can get this whole thing inside here. There we go. Okay, there we go. Good. All right, so I find this very alarming. Very alarming. Notice as many U.S. departments and services will no longer show, and they won't. They won't because the government has been bought. It's been sold. The deal's done. Right? So in a lot of these departments, you'll notice that many of these departments and services will no longer show the USA, United States of America, on their logos. Right? You will start to not see this anymore. This is how corporate governance works. AKA a better way of capitalism per the World Health Organization. It's on their website. They say both these words on their website. Corporate governance, a better way of capitalism, right? So I remember putting out a picture a while back, the Capitol, and it said for sale, and I was putting Republicans, two parties, and all this stuff. You might see it in a lot of my pictures in the past, but it's sold now. The deal's been done. Escrow is closed on the Capitol. It is now owned by the corporate predators, the predator class. It's done. So that's why we're starting a program. We're going to bring it out. I'm going to get more detail of it on Sunday, share with everybody that that's going to happen. And it's Roar, they're just going to help us. They'll understand it. But this is basically what it is. So it's called corporate governance, and you will be witnessing and allowing this to happen in real time. Either you will or you won't. I won't. Right? I still love the country. I still love our troops. I still love the people of this country. I still love the land. It's the supposed public servants. They're, they just fucking just, they're disgusting people. And they've all become just insidious, horrific creatures, in my opinion. It's just so bad. But be looking for that. You'll be seeing that as time goes by. What else? What was this? Hold on. Which one is this one? Oh, that was a good one. So hold up. I've been watching YouTube White. It's like I had no idea they had YouTube Black.
I don't know what the difference is.
I don't know, but I guess it's like what's that, Beat TV? I had no idea. I was like, damn it, what the fuck? My bad.
Okay. So just to add real quick, you called it corporate governance, which is a very nice label to fascism. That's the definition of fascism, is when the corporations control the government. So, yeah, that's exactly where we're at right now.
But keep in mind. Sorry, I didn't have my mic on. I was just saying stupid shit anyway. Okay, but anyway, we gotta hit the buttons when we do the video, the audio. So I apologize for that. But let me see, that's done. Let me go top. Let me go left. All right, let me just move this real quick. See if we can get this whole thing in here. Almost there. God, I know I could just put in the number, but whatever. All right. And I'd like her to see this, and hopefully she can understand what's going on. And I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to kind of just go over it. I wonder if you can see my cursor. I think you can see my cursor here. So, Building 7 was at least almost a half a mile away from Building 1. The plane itself hit Building 1 and Building 2, of course, or I guess it was a plane. And I guess that debris going in the opposite direction or something fell on top of Building 7 that built down at that went down at 410. But the thing about the smoke, right, is the wind did not blow over or any particles or anything over that building. when you get, if you want to see this, what I've made, it's clearly indicates that there's no fucking way Building 7 was touched. There's just no way. And it came out in demolition style for a reason, and there's videos to back up the reasons why, because all this money was disappearing, and they had information on where that money was. Because I think the day before or 2 days before, what was that guy's name? Donald Rumsfeld.
Oh God.
He comes out and said, we're missing 21 trillion or million bazillion dollars or something, and 23 trillion dollars, and we don't know where it's at. But these buildings knew. 7 knew. Just to let you know. So if they can orchestrate something like this and start a 20-year war, why couldn't Big Pharma do the same thing and start a giant scam-demic? That's my question, and I want people to understand that. We have become a very diabolical and insidiously disgusting, in my opinion, country. And I'm not talking about the people. I walk around, or I try to walk around, if I'm wearing a mask or not. But there's some wonderful people in this country. The 99% are good and pure. And I'm telling you, if you were to do that in other countries, you're going to find wonderful, caring people. Come in, eat, it's okay. I know you're from a different country. We want to show you our hospitality. But these people that are running our supposed public servants in these departments and services, they're fucking vile, vicious creatures that can't get enough. They hoard their money. They hoard their money, and they hoard their power, and they want more of it. And it's
They're
a fucking, what was that?
They're addicts.
They're fucking addicts. They're demented addicts, and there's a bunch of them out there. And we can no longer let these people continue to control our public servants. We need to get our control back. They work for us. So let's make it happen. It's going to be a process. If you guys have any questions coming up on Sunday night, let us know. But share that we're bringing out something that we believe should help the process. There's a lot of other components that are out there that can help what we're doing, but I think this is a pretty good one. I think this will work. I think it'll make a difference. I didn't want to really do this until I knew that, and I knew. I didn't want to do this until I knew that Trump was going to bend and fold and flop on purpose, and he did. And if you think he didn't, then talk to me. I'll show you all the proof that he's been on this scamdemic for a long time. Probably right after, I think it was like August. I think is when they offered him the deal, because his tone totally changed. But anyway,
Yeah, he seems more like controlled opposition. to be
yeah,
honest.
and they've been
Like
using,
AOC.
yeah.
Oh no, I'm fighting back against the powers.
Yeah, controlled opposition. I'm Bernie Sanders. Controlled opposition. I'm Bernie Sanders. Controlled opposition. I'm fucking Bernie Sanders. God, that piece of fuck. Yeah, people that like Bernie Sanders, wake the fuck up. Let's go to the chat before we get out of here.
All right.
We have some new people.
Let's see.
girl that was Kim that was in there.
Mm,
Can you check?
I'm looking. Let me go back up a little bit.
Can you check to see and go
Astro.
through some of those comments, pretty please?
Yeah, we got Astro. Sound. Astro saying something about the sound. Oh, audio was out. That was back when you were muted. And the corporations are controlled by the banks. Right. Yeah. I mean, this is, it's so complex. It really is. I mean, it's the way they do things is complex. Like, this is controlled by that, and this, this person scratches that person's back, but it's very simple, their reasoning why, and it all comes down to power and money, which money is power. So, same thing. Got to stop banks from, Oswistle's got to stop banks from creating money. Very important. Either that or get a parallel crypto going with no corporate influence. Any form of money is going to be dangerous, but got to have transition. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're not going to go from like what we have right now to like the perfect utopia tomorrow.
No.
Absolutely not. Yeah, and I'm not one of those people that says like, oh, we need incrementalism or being pragmatic. But the thing is like you can't go from just doing nothing to doing everything. So yeah, it will take some steps to get to where we need to get to. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
So, the movement for a People's Party, they're not going to use this system or they will. It's either they're going to jump aboard and they're going to understand the reasoning, or they're going to continue on the same path that every party has done. And there's tons of parties out there. And I like what they represent and I like what they're trying to do. But if they're going to use the same system, the same process, hint, hint, right? Then they're going to get the same results. The same fucking results. And what are those results? Nothing. Nothing for the 99%. So, good luck with that. But I think our process will definitely be something that people will definitely want to stand behind and do.
Okay, so back to Oz Whistles was making some really good points in the chat, which I didn't even know this. He said that even Chomsky concedes that Building 7 is suspect. It's suspect. TV is real. The reaction to it is a heap of opportunistic contingency plans that all large corporations keep on hand at all times. Astro says the ruling class is just terrorizing us, obviously, and will use whatever means to keep their positions and herd us into their traps. Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
But the thing is we're capable of so much more than they are.
We are.
They're nothing. They are nothing.
They're underestimating us. They're underestimating us for sure.
That's what I said. Arrogance is stupidity. When you are arrogant, you make stupid mistakes. You are so full of your own belief that you don't even see your own shortcomings. And if they can't see their shortcomings, guarantee you we can. I see them. I see where they're weak, and most of us do.
So the process that we're going to lay out, just honestly, it's risky. If there's no risk in it, if there's no work in it, if you're not ready to fall on that grenade, I don't want to use that term, but that's it. Then nothing's going to happen. We're at that point. We are at the precipice. I've said this many times. We're at the pinnacle. We're at the fork in the road. You either keep going in the same direction or you pave your own road. Hint, hint.
So just one more thing, a couple more things maybe.
Okay.
Let me see. I lost my place now. Where'd it go? Okay. Oswissel said that they don't hoard money per se, they hoard assets, including treasury bonds, which is a really good point to make because it's not just money. What is money? Money is a means of obtaining power. It's a way of getting work done. It's a way of getting, it greases all the wheels. It's the most powerful asset. Like education, that's very important, but education can only get you so far when you don't have the labor to execute your ideas or the money to buy the supplies that you need. So money is the most powerful tool because it can buy education, it can buy labor, it can buy all the things that they need to keep the system going. But all the money in the world, it can't compete with human willpower. It can't compete with how many people are on this planet, and most of them are being screwed over by the people that have the money, which is why they're so scared. Let's see, Ivanson, I thought the elites would launch a fake nuke attack on DC or New York and blame it on Iran. I'm not, see, that's one of the theories. tinfoil hat time. Um, I don't think that Joe Biden will just peacefully go out to where Kamala has to take over. I think they're going to time it and phrase it to where they can blame the Republicans, blame the Trumpers. Like somebody's going to take them out or something like that, to where it'll get everybody riled up to support fascist Kamala. Because there's nothing they can't when it comes to twisting and bending reality and media. So yeah, I definitely see them taking advantage of the fact that he's on his way out.
Yeah.
I mean, he can barely even say a sentence. He can't talk, and that was more legible than anything that Joe Biden has said in the past 2 years.
I was showing Stevie the speech he did yesterday, the day before. Look, I don't know what he's gone. He'll say a few words, and then all of a sudden he'll say something like, I was at the, and then we did this. I was, and it like he stumbles over his own words. He can't pronunciate. Sometimes he cannot. Zach's hey, Zach's Alex. Let me go through a couple more things. I'm okay. You want to stay with the team? Yeah. Let me show you guys a couple more things real quick. Hang on. I think these are important pieces of information you guys should start learning about. One I'm going to tell you now. It's very important, and I need to show this to you. So give me just a moment. I'll get it up here in just a second. It's right here. Okay. Now, the interpretation of domestic terrorism is, from what I can, from my perspective now, is if you go against the mainstream media's narrative, period. If you start to veer away from it, you will get labeled. People will try to put you in a box. I was in a conversation the other day, a very nice debate with somebody in regards to Bernie and AOC and something else on one of their sites on Facebook, which, sorry, I'm there every once in a while. And then I brought up, I posted something about the PCR tests, RT-PCR test, the nasal swab test that they have. And I just said, well, here's basically what's happening. And it was a quick video that Derek Bros did on the falsity, the way they manipulate the numbers and all these other things in regards to that test. And the lady or who knows, a bot, I don't know what the fuck she was. She comes back, her immediate response to that is, you don't have to be so violent.
That is so troubling.
Right? And what that was is, and I put it in words here, and what that was basically is she's trying to they'll try to put you in a box. They'll try to put you in this little box that says what you're saying and what you're doing, even because you're not going with the grain, you're going against the grain. They're going to try to put you in the box to bring those algorithms to you. So, from what I can see, it's the neoliberal left at the direction of the predator class and their new processes of corporate governance will and is going to try to put you in a radical / extremist / violent / malicious / hardcore box. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it, guys. As they will attract those algorithms, once they see those keywords, all of a sudden these it's like the Matrix and those squid-like, the Sentinels they were, right? They would be immediately attracted, and that's what these algorithms do. So they'll come and then boom, you're targeted right there. So these people will put you in this box of being extremist, radical, violent, malicious, hardcore, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Straight, on the stuff that you post or the words that you're putting in or typing in Twitter and Facebook, and these places like that, even on YouTube, of course, for immediate censorship, right? You'll be seen as a DM, domestic terrorist. I'm not saying this is completely accurate and totally true, but the reactions I've gotten from several people, especially this girl, is it's like she's trying to start the fight. She wants it to get violent or out of hand. She's waiting for she's bringing that in that direction. Let me see what else we got. One more. I got a bunch more shit. Hold on. And I think this is important. Just a moment. Oh, this is what I think we should all be doing. When you're seeing stuff that's posted by Fossey or all these people that are pushing the vaccine or pushing all this stuff, I immediately will click on it's bullshit, and I'll click stuff like it's upsetting, it's not helpful, it's not interesting, not entertaining, low quality, regret watching it, right? And I'll give it 1 star, right? Because I don't want it to be seen as something that's viable, because it's not. It's all crap. And if you think otherwise, talk to me and I'll show you why. Let me go back, show you something else. I think this is also important. It was back here. I had it a little bit ago. This was really good, and I made I copied and pasted this picture because I think it's very important to know, and hopefully you can see that. Yeah, let me make it a little bigger so you can read it. All right, let me make it a little bit bigger so you can read it. Just a second. So DC right now is just the opening act. And then that's from Whitney Webb. That's the opening act. That's part of this entire process, guys. And sadly, I can really see a lot of Trumpers falling for this, which they need to fucking. There's another way, guys. There's another way. People falling for this shit are noobs. They don't get what's going on. Now, she's not trying to be offensive. She's just trying to say there's a lot more going on out there. And, because she was there, right? There's people that I know, that I've talked to, that I've had conversations with, that were there. They saw the show. The fact some people got in while others were being attacked is showing us this is entirely orchestrated. Okay, you have to remember that. You have to remember, and everything's orchestrated. I want everybody to pretty much understand. Go watch like if you watch 2012. Who was that guy in 2012? John Cusack. Or go watch one of the Rock's movies, or one of Earthquake or San Andreas Fault or something like that. And watch all the war movies and stuff like that, recent, all this and all these. You'll see these same actors. You'll see Walt Blitzer. You'll see Rachel Maddow. You'll see Sean Hannity. You'll see all these fucking actors. They're actors. It's a show, and everybody is fucking buying it. What people need to realize, and this show probably reveals too much. In a sense that they're pretty spot on, but far away in a few things. Probably, I'd say they're about 75-70% spot on with a lot of things. And it's a Designated Survivor. It's a show with Kiefer Sutherland. And they kind of just show everything they say is all for optics. Because every time a problem arises, whether it has to do with their staff or their cabinet or the administration or the president, you have to watch this. Maybe they're doing it on purpose, or maybe they're fucking up on this part. But they have to come together and try to spin it in a different way. They have to put a spin on it that will make what they're doing look better. And this is very common from the city, the state, and the federal level. When mainstream media gets on and they do a report, they already know what they're supposed to say. They're not real time talking about something that's actually going to give you the information that is what's really happening behind the curtain or behind the scenes. That's not happening. That's not going to fucking happen. This is scripted shit. They'll say, okay, I want you to go in this direction, talk about these things. You want to push. They won't actually say push this narrative. They won't actually say push these talking points. They've already got it in the script. They've already got the fucking thing is a show. The entire thing is a show. You know, you're not paying for. You're paying to be. If you're paying for cable news, you're paying to be controlled and manipulated. That's what you're paying. The predator class to basically control you, which should be an eye opener, right? Now let me go to something else here. All right. Oh, this I saw a while ago. I found this, right? So this is the new process of how they want doctors to look at their patients, and or how they want you to get your exercise, right? They want you to do it video, Zoom, right? This is how they want to do it, people. I'm telling you right now, this saves them a ton of money, but they're going to charge you and your insurance company a fucking shit ton of money, and they're going to provide way less service. If I'm fucking sick, ill, or something, I don't want somebody fucking poking and prodding. I'm sorry. They better fucking pay to look at my stuff, because I'm paying them big money. I mean, I've got bills from dental stuff that I had. I'm like, how is this fucking $500?
With insurance.
With insurance. How in the fuck is that one tiny procedure that took them, I remember it took them, I think it was like 3 to 4 minutes. They're charging me $500 for 3 or 4 minutes of work. I mean, you guys know all about this. It's the whole fucking thing is just a gigantic scam. It's fucked up, right? It's just totally fucked up. I like this. This one's good right here, right? This is important, and I think most of you should start to really, and I know you are, and I know you're smart enough to know, and I know you're intelligent enough and critical thinking enough to know to be immune to the fear that comes in this direction and comes from them.
People are watching right now.
Yeah.
They've already caught it.
Yeah, they got it. But that's what I'm saying. Share the video, right? Get people to come and watch us. Get people to come and see what's going on. Definitely this Sunday, let the world know that we're going. I'll actually on my Facebook, and I think I'll put it on this show, the link as to what we're going to do and how it's going to be laid out. Remember, when we put this out, I want everybody to please know that it's in its infancy form. It'll be a rough draft, but at least you'll get basically what we believe will definitely help, the 99%, the planet, and all of its inhabitants. That's my goal. That's always been my goal. But this is what's happening now. Is you actually have people, right, that can't get past the fear. They talk about ICU capacity, hospitalizations, the new strand, the cyber pandemic, the next pandemic, cases rise, Be a Neo. Block that shit. Block that fucking bullshit. I know you will. I know most of you. We got your box. Thank you. Oh, that's cool. Alex got our teddy bear.
Oh, Alex is here?
No, she's not on, but she just got her Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I sent my grandson a teddy bear. That was pretty freaking fast.
That's what's in those stimulus.
Some of those. I just heard from the guy when I went to the store. He said 160,000 checks were lost.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, love it. So my stimulus check was lost here in West Virginia. Love it. Okay, so this is a good one. I want you guys to see this. This is a good one. So this is a very worthwhile picture of looking at, and this is where there's been many depictions of this. After I'm done, could you please go back and read some of these? They love when you read this. So listen, everybody, something is not right. Please turn back. Shut up, idiot. Do as they say for the common good. and it shows pictures of thousands and thousands of sheep falling off a cliff. But there's one that's going, wait a second, this just doesn't seem right. Right? I mean, I think I'm that black sheep in the family. I've always kind of been a black sheep in my family, right? Yes, I've questioned authority many times, and we all should do that. But that's when you got to stop and go, whoa, what's this guy saying? What's this chick saying? What's this person saying? Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you serious? Really? Well, let me look at that. So everybody stop. Let's pay attention. Let's see what's going on. Right? All right, I'll let you take the helm. Are you ready? Do you want to do some reading? Because Zach's got a few things. Oswald, so hey, look, doom, it's always been coming. Humans, see, attacking the shit.
And we're going to wrap up here soon because I think we're going on like almost 2 hours now.
Oh, really?
So,
Shit. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. I thought too much to talk about.
Yeah, there's just too much corruption to cover.
Yeah, too much. I can't get through all the corruption in a day. I'm sorry. Just can't. It's just fucking ton of it, for God's sakes.
Yeah, Zog said, guess what allowed Bill Gates to buy up all that farmland? COVID. Exactly. Just like, they keep calling this the new 9/11. What did they do with 9/11? The people that we're in bed with, our government's in bed with, killed, a couple thousand of our people. And next thing we know, we're the ones that have all of our rights stripped away. We're invading other countries for no reason and killing, millions of people here and abroad. So, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to get with this one too.
You can go ahead and close it up because I'm gonna.
Okay. Are you going to say anything else?
No, I'm going to say
Okay.
Thank you. Are you good?
All right. So go ahead and come back on and we'll go ahead and close out.
All right, let's close out. We'll do Shaka or Aloha, however you want to do it.
Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, I have an interview with Shelley Carter. She's going to come on and talk about direct democracy.
On what? On where? Where are you going to be?
On my channel.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about direct democracy and what she's trying to do. I'm going to post a video to my Twitter that is kind of like an introduction by Mike Gravel and his plan on getting direct democracy, here in the States. So I'll go ahead and post that as soon as we close down. And then tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern is going to be the interview. Also check out Slow News Day. Just had an amazing interview with Whitney Webb, War Media. I'm on there a lot, and I know Shanda just did a video on her channel, The Accidental Activist. Amazing. I mean, seriously, amazing, brave work that she was doing tonight, because she was talking about addiction and was sharing her story, and it's very brave what she did.
Yeah, for sure.
And because there's millions of people going through it, and either have or are or will. So yeah, and so you're definitely not alone in that. So that being said, check out our website, nonpartyvoters.org. We're going to be updating that very soon with some more upcoming information. And we're going to be on what, Sunday or Monday?
It's gonna be. It's looking like Monday, but if I can put it together by Sunday, that would be good.
Oh, I'm going to be working hard to get it out.
Okay, then we're probably looking at Sunday for sure. She's a mover and a groover. All right, so listen, everybody, thank you so much for being on. We truly appreciate it. I'm supposed to say subscribe and share, right, all the time. I don't really look. I'm not here to sell coffee cups or T-shirts, man. I just am trying to help.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Shaka for me, aloha, mahalo nui aloha. You guys are fantastic, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Probably be there Sunday or Sunday. Okay, Sunday for sure. Okay, and check out her show, Red Economics. She's got some good stuff on.